Hello, this is XL, or known as I, and I'm just using the famous Mark II. And when I mean famous, this Mark II is overkill, and opponents don't even stand a chance because the melee is insane. Gives them the little jingle, but man oh man, this thing works as it is intended, and this thing is one hell of a machine. And I remember when this first came out, this Mark II, everybody was using it, but I wasn't using it because I didn't get it in the drop, and it was so overpowered at the time that everybody just abused it. And I've heard stories about this mobile suit where this thing was able to kill raids, and when I mean raids, I mean not even dying once, and you're able to kill a raid 10 times in a row in a 1v1 situation. And man oh man, this thing does not disappoint. And the Mark II, I just want to rub my whole goddamn melons on it because of how ridiculously smooth and soft this is. This mobile suit is like when Gundam and GPO-1 just made a baby, a man baby, and they made it a Mark II. And boy oh boy, the melee on this thing is ridiculous. And you could just stack up a lot of melee on this mobile suit, and I don't believe this thing should get a nerf. Reason being is that I think it's an all-round good mobile suit. It shouldn't get a nerf. Some people say, oh, the melee is ridiculous, blah blah blah. I know. I used to say that a lot, but I'm gonna say this thing is nice. It's got beam gun, or you can have a selection of a shrapnel bazooka or a bazooka, but I highly don't recommend the shrapnel bazooka because the reload on that thing is goddamn 50 years later, and I don't want to use something that's just so goddamn late into the party. I want to bring something nice and flush, either the bazooka or the beam gun. And the beam gun is pretty damn legit. And you also come with a little splatter thing like Spider-Man, but a mechanized Spider-Man. I think I've seen someone use a Mark II with Spider-Man colors. Kind of made me laugh. But hey, right there I was getting attacked by the goddamn freaking explosion off that mobile suit, and I was after this guy because he kept on going after my butt, and I don't like that. And I saw 3 enemies, and I'm just like, god damn it, I would have been able to get this kill, these goddamn meddling kids, if it weren't for these meddling kids. 3v1 could have stand a chance if they were all missing, but they were able to get the dream come true of destroying a Mark II, which I understand. Mark IIs are pretty damn agile, and when I mean agile, this thing naturally gets into your veins. Whoever this player is, whoever uses this mobile suit, I highly recommend it. It is one of the most great mobile suits of a general. If you want to make Gundam Battle Operations 2 great again, this is the mobile suit. Reason being is because it's really agile. It's able to do some bulky stuff. I feel like the defense on this mobile suit is remarkable. I'm actually surprised I wasn't able to do that. And another thing that I totally forgot to mention is the Vulcans. And boy oh boy, the Vulcans of the Mark II is goddamn ridiculous. It's like a whole armory in one. And everybody loves armories, 'cause it's guns. But hey, this thing is a Dankmobile. I kinda gave it this gold color scheme because I just gave it a golden seal of awesomeness, guaranteed to do some nice action with it. And this mobile suit, you are actually capable of winning games consistently. And man, this thing can hold a team. It is on par with the Zeta. The Zeta being that it has much more of a variety of a assortment, a whole plethora of things to do on the Zeta. But this one does it, but simple, but best. If I had a choice between the Mark II or the GPO-1, I'd give the GPO-1 second, because I feel like the Mark II does it far more superior and far more better. The GPO-1 just has a constant melee, and it's easy to spot. But the Mark II, you know, man oh man, the switching on this is supreme. It's like a bean burrito of wet dreams. And man oh man, have you ever ate a burrito and ate opponents with this mobile suit? I don't think you have. Right here I'm fighting a Mark III, and I told him, oh, you think a Mark III can fight against a Mark II? You're a fool! Foolish man. But I believe at one point someone did some goddamn beam shenanigan, which I just wish there was a little information, because that really ruins my kill streaks all the goddamn time. Either artillery or the goddamn beam space gun or whatever is shooting constantly in space. But man, that thing can catch you off guard. I wasn't prepared for it. I just wish there was an icon where it would just give a notification that something dangerous is coming. And something dangerous that is coming that takes no skill to do. But hey, I was able to get first. And my next match, this is basically every single typical match of your Mark II, if you actually master it the proper way. And using this thing is goddamn delicious. I actually have a model kit of the Mark II, and man, I love that thing. I like the AU colors, and then I like the Titans colors for the Mark II. I believe the Titans colors for the Mark II is the coolest in my opinion. I was able to dodge roll because, you know, frames and seconds, and people just love to shoot through that hallway. And right here I was hoping my teammates would push up with me, but I guess I was alone, and I wanted to push up like a monster. And what this Mark II didn't do is take advantage of the moment. Seeing a lonely Mark II out in the open just like that, you should have taken advantage. Foolish man. He's going to regret it. And I shot the Mark III and I told it that it doesn't belong here. But all three of them were all aiming at the beams at me because I tend to be the most shiniest mother flipper there. And when you tend to have a gold mole suit that constantly kills opponents every day, you get a big old wanted poster over your head. And it's not a pretty sign. But hey, you can't control every moment. After this point, I was like, ooh, Yakushiki. Oh man, this man is gonna be in some pain. Accidentally hit my teammate, but my teammate didn't get knocked down, so I'm kind of happy with that. He's still standing. That's what matters. I want to get into number 5's position, but the artillery was just bombarding, and they were able to do 2 artilleries in such a short little time in a match. I'm just like, oh, what? And right there I kind of messed up with my melee. And another melee barrage. Melee barrage. I'm an artillery barrage. And they love to launch them. They're just desperate for some kills, and I understand. Right there, they all just backed away because they do not want to face the Mark II's goddamn Vulcans. And I do the same thing too. The Vulcans on this thing feels like it's forever and ever. And it's nice. 80 rounds of fabulous pounding. And the thing about the Mark II is that it's able to quickly maneuver. It's a solid mobile, man. Through that smoke I was able to get that nice juicy kill. And with Vulcans, I'd kiss every single Vulcan bullet if I can, but sadly the game doesn't let me. I was able to knock down this Mark II and surprise attack him, and he wasn't ready for that. And the thing about Mark IIs is that people just tend to lay back with the Mark II. Right over here, I was like, no, I do not want to get into that little situation, because they're going to be able to spawn their whole team right there, so I had to back away because I didn't want my death wish to be too soon. Right there, I was able to swiftly shoot the beam rifle. And the thing about the beam rifle is that I don't know what it is, but it feels like a gunslinger. Like the beam rifle is just like a gunslinger that's just done right. It's like faster than a cobra. Right there, that man was able to catch me, but he was only able to do how much damage? Like 200 damage or something like that, with knocking you down. That was just unfair. This should have done a lot more damage, but you know Mark IIIs. Mark IIIs are pretty damn dangerous. Mark IIIs tend to shoot you at the distance, which that is what it's meant for. It is supposed to shoot you at the distance, but when you get close enough with the Mark III, do melee as quick as you can. I believe the melee priority on that thing is key because it's quick enough. And right over here, I kind of jumped in the worst possible moment. They all rushed in the same time, and I wasn't ready for it. And just to show you how dangerous the Mark II, the back swing of the beam sword was able to knock me back. Right there, I was able to get that revenge for that backswing of his, and I'm going after this Shiki because why not? I was able to cut through the corner right here. Grab this, man. Accidentally down this Mark III guy. But hey, it was either that or the Mark III gets killed. I'm not sure what's the Mark III's HP because our whole team's whatchamacallit, the health is not on our left side. So you can either see artillery positions, or you can either see your allies' health or the enemy's allies' health is when you have a support in your team. And the support would have a special skill which gives a slight advantage of what is going on. We currently don't know what is going on, and we are just going in blindfolded like a headless chicken. Right there, I believe the Mark III's weaponry is what took me down. And what Mark III basically has is a weaponry that's just unstoppable. It's got some nice beam power. But the Mark II just takes the cake in all sorts of shapes and sizes. It's able to do what it's supposed to do. And this thing just gives you all 8 slices of that cake, and you just have to gobble it up real good. And at this point, it was just a time limit right here. If I had 5 more seconds, that support would have been finished. But hey, that's the Mark II. Mark II, overpowered? I believe so. I give it 10 out of 10. It's a babe. A nice one. See y'all later.